Hello, this is Rob from Fountain Pen Journey. I'm going to talk today about my current pen rotation, fountain pen rotation, which my EDC everyday carries. This is the pen roll that I use for work pens, so obviously I'm not going to take fancy pens to work, not that fancy. This pen roll's really quite good. It's about £5 on Amazon. Holds quite a lot of pens, all very securely. You've got a nice flap. Clips all sit there quite nicely. So what I'm going to do is go through the pens one by one, and we'll see how they all write. So I'm using a Moleskine, I think this is a Volante notebook, so it's quite a decent notebook. I've not actually used one of these before, it's all quite new to me, so let's give it a go and see how it writes. So, this is fun. This is the problem with these type of notebooks. They have a nasty habit of flopping around all over the place. But we'll start off with the pens. So, start off with a Jinhao 51A. This one's filled with Waterman Harmonious green ink, which is a go-to green ink of mine. I always find it tends to be quite pale and a little bit blue on non-absorbent paper, but on really cheap work paper it gives you a really good deep dark green because it absorbs in quite well. Extra fine hooded nib. This is great for on really cheap paper because obviously it's got a very fine line. We'll give this one a go. So it's the 21st of April today. So, not a bad nib, extra fine but not scratchy, writes well on this paper. This is actually coming out quite well, this green on this this paper. It's coming out quite dark, so quite happy with that. These pens are great. I mean, they're like a pound on eBay, including shipping from China. Really good little Parker 51 knockoffs, but good quality. Cap slips on and off easily. Cartridge converter. The converters included. Quite nice little pens. So to carry on with that theme, I've also got the red version here, clear red. Nothing more to really say about that. This one's also filled with a Waterman ink. So, Waterman Audacious red. Go-to, very basic, very simple, well-behaved ink. Does quite a nice job on pretty much any paper I've used, and in any pen it's a really straightforward thing. So, here we've got a Kaweco. This is a Kaweco Ice Sport. This is the ice version, which is the clear one. What I've done is eyedropper converted this, well, not converted, they are designed to be used as eyedroppers. Unscrew, tiny little pen, post, becomes quite a decent length. So this one's fitted with a medium nib, steel nib, nothing fancy, but it writes really well. Kaweco always seem to have consistent nibs with their pens. The eyedropper, let's just take this off there. You can see, I mean, it holds a huge amount of ink in this barrel. All I do is rub a little bit of silicone grease round by the threads, screw the pen on, wipe off any excess, and you're good to go. I've never had any leaks on these pens at all. They perform really well. So and this ink is one of my favourites, Diamine Sunset. Excuse my dog barking in the background. It's, from my point of view, my go-to orange ink. It's nice, it's dark, it's not one of these pale, dry yellows that you sometimes get. It works really well on all sorts of paper. Really good, strong orange colour. Very, very happy with that ink. So, move back to the Jinhao pens. A little bit fancy looking. This is a Jinhao, oh, what is this? 9009. All metal pen. Nice, nice bit of deep colouring to the barrel and the cap. Interesting looking cap with a small, I don't know, false sapphire embedded in the clip. Quite a nice looking pen. A little bit on the thin side. Metal section, medium nib, but not medium nib rather. This is a fude nib. So this is where you can see the nib's upturned. So it's got like a brush style nib. That's right with this. This one, this is not the easiest pen to write with on this paper. What's this? 9009. 9009. So, the ink in this is Waterman Intense Black. My little dog's going a bit bonkers at the moment. Yeah, you can see the different angles, so pretty much 90 degrees gives a really fine line. Lower the angle and you get a broader and broader line, so you get a huge amount of variation. There's no flex, obviously, it's not designed to be a flex pen, but these pens are really good for putting down a lot of ink very quickly and colouring things in, underlining, that type of thing. Really, really useful pens, or nibs. Not great for everyday use, but useful to have in your arsenal. Next pen, Jinhao, Wing Sung 3008, piston filler, really cheap. These all come with fine nibs usually, and the ink in this is Pure Pens. Oops, trying to write over the camera isn't easy. Idwal, which is a Welsh ink from Pure Pens. It's the name of a lake. This is quite a nice, I'd say a very green teal ink. Next pen is a Jinhao 250, medium nib, and the ink in this is Diamine Syrah, which is a burgundy purple red. I'd say it's more burgundy red than anything else. The ink in this is actually really, really difficult to clean out. It stains badly. I like the ink. It's a little bit on the brown side, but I do find it's a little bit on the sort of side of staining everything, including converters and things. Next pen, Jinhao 159, medium nib. Big, big, big metal pen on screws. Very, very weighty. Doesn't cap very well at all, but still quite a favourite pen of many people. The ink in this is the same as the Kaweco, so it's Diamine Sunset. How I ended up with two pens with the same ink in is kind of beyond me. I kind of like writing with both, so I've been using these orange inks for highlighting purposes, underlining, things like that. It's just a little bit different to red. It does quite a good job. Next pen, Lanbitou 3059. Seemed to be a really popular pen last year, and then loads of people realised that this thing dries out when capped really quickly. I'm talking within a couple of days. There is a video on my channel where I talk through putting some resin down inside the cap to seal all the various air gaps that there are around the clip, where it enters the cap. If you can do that, these pens are absolutely fantastic. It's got a fine nib, piston filler, really cheap, and these write beautifully. Really smooth nibs, transparent feed. You can transparent section. You can see the ink sloshing around inside the barrel. It's great. So I recommend them if you're willing to put the effort in. And this is Rohrer and Klingner Leipzig Black. What you'll see now is the Lanbitou 3059's proper brother. This is the TWSBI Eco. So this is the pen that these Lanbitous have been modelled on. Very similar. I mean, I would go as far to say that the TWSBI is always going to be the better pen. It's better made, slightly better materials, but at the end of the day they don't both do the same job. Both piston fillers. You can take the TWSBI apart easily. It comes with all the tools. Lanbitou, no, you can't. But TWSBI is still quite a good go-to pen for many people. There is no triangular grip on the section. This one's fitted with a medium nib, and I shall just write this. And the ink is the same, Rohrer and Klingner Leipzig Black. Really good pens. Between the two, I've got both. One for fine writing, one for medium writing. That's the only reason I've got the two with me. Quite good pens, both of them. Final pen is the SKB F19. Really cheap Chinese fountain pen. Don't get sort of too carried away thinking, wow, what a lovely acrylic. This is just a very basic plastic material. There is some nice swirled patterns to it, but there is no chatoyancy. There's nothing fancy going on with it. It just looks nice. From a distance you'd think, well, yeah, this pen's worth a lot more than it would be because of the material, but it really is quite basic. Unscrews. One thing I've found is that recapping can be a bit fiddly. It's really easy to cross thread, so be very careful when you are uncapping, well, recapping these. Clear transparent feed and section, really good colours for the ink in there. These generally come with medium nibs, and they have a horrible habit of skipping. F19, this one's fitted with a medium nib. The ink is Diamine Sapphire Blue. Which I absolutely love. I'm not a fan of blue inks, but this is really good blue. Very bright. Showing up very dark on this paper. I would like to see a lot more blue in it, but I think it's quite a good contender for an alternative to Noodler's Base State Blue. Cleans out an awful lot easier, and this is, you know, quite a good little pen ink combo. These pens also, I'll just point out, the finial screws off. So even though these SKB F19 pens are supplied with a cartridge converter and an eyedropper, so with the intention of you filling it, this is going to be a problem. You've got to screw there, screw down there, and it might leak, so you're going to have to put a lot of silicone sealant on it. So thanks for watching that today, and I shall update you with another video at some point when I do rotate these pens. So thanks for watching. Bye.